Hi everyone, welcome back to the craft room. So today we are doing the next step in our make along memory book. So I have got my white 12 by 12, my DSP. I have got a die that is for a library pocket, but I will show you how to make it without this as well. I have a set of nesting dies. I have my scraps. I keep them all with the album until I'm finished. I've got my Old Faithful recipe book for measurements, and I've got my ruler. I don't actually think I need that. I also have this edge punch. Okay, so this is the book that we have got at the moment. So we've got the 4 pages all with the background DSP and with the interactive pieces on them. So the first thing we're going to do is the inside front and inside back covers. So let's pop that to the side, and we need our 2 sheets of DSP so that we can put these in the front and back covers. Now, guillotine. I'm still kind of getting the hang of this guillotine. We need it extended because it is going to be larger. So the DSP that we have cut is 8 1/4. By 5 3/4. And so now, do you know what I've done? That's directional. Do you remember my paper's got script on it and it's directional? So I've cut that the wrong way. We're not going to get rid of it. We're keeping that for scrap, okay? Let's try that again. So it needs to be 5 3/4 and 8 1/4 long. Better? So 5 by 8 1/4. Okay. There's no editing. I don't do editing. You just get it the way it comes, I'm afraid. So we're just going to pop these inside the covers. Once again, I should be filling up my glue bottle before I start, but there you go. Okay, same at the back. Now I know that the back page is bigger, but the DSP being the same size is the same size as the page. I don't want all of a sudden to go from smaller to big, so I tend to keep it the same size just as the pages. Alright, so inside the front cover, what I want to do is to make a library card holder. Okay, So I'm going to see if we can just use some of the scrap. Here is a good decent size of scrap paper. And first of all, I'll show you how you do it with this die. It's a very simple, easy die. Got it from AliExpress. And I wonder if that'll fit through the little... I'm going to have to put it through the bigger machine, but that means that I can cut more than one piece at a time. So we just have the main pocket and the insert, okay? And we are just going to run that through the machine. So this one is nice and easy, very straightforward. Everything is done for you, and so you simply fold and burnish on the crease lines. And you either add some glue or tape to the tabs. And then you fold that up. Now on this set of dies you have got different plates that you can put on for names and things. So basically that then just slips inside there. I would probably round those corners. So that's the basic library pocket using a die. Quick and cheap and cheerful. But actually I'm wondering if that would maybe be too small for the actual book, because we want it on the inside. So let's have a look at this. I've got the recipe here for the one that we do without a die. So I need another piece of card, and it needs to be cut at, hang on, 4 3/4 by 7. Okay. And we're going to score this at 1/2 inch. What on earth have I spilt on my board? Look at that. Be yesterday's lunch. Clarty. We're going to score at 1/2 inch. On 2 sides here, and then we're going to score at 4 3/4. Okay. Now we cut a little V notch here. And then we cut the long sides. So, you know, we're just making a little pocket. It's a better size, I would say, because of the size of the page that we've got. I think this is a better size. Round the corners. And let's get all this away. So it's the same thing here. Fold and burnish on the lines and then fold that up. And then simply glue down where the flaps are. Okay. See the difference in size? So if I bring my album back in, I'm just going to pop this on here. And then you can decorate the pocket. This is where the scrap pieces of DSP come in handy, because the front of this pocket, you just need to decorate. Let me see if I've got a little bit here. Yeah. If we do it that way, we just score it there and there, and then we'll just cut that down. Other glue. So into this you could put either a card where you've stamped on it to put name and details on it, or you could just have a sort of welcome card or a title or something like that. That would go in there. So there we go, nice and easy. Now, for the back cover, what I thought I would do is a frame. Kind of changed my mind a wee bit about the back cover. I'm thinking a frame, I'm thinking of an envelope perhaps. So let's just have a look and decide. When we're looking at the frame, this is what the nesting die was for. So what I want to do is put a frame on here, and then the person, the recipient, can slide something into the frame. So it is a bit footery. First thing is we need to get the right sizes. That looks pretty good to me. So, scrap a bit of paper, and because we want it to remain absolutely still, because we want the distance between the two dies to stay exact, I don't want any movement, Otherwise you'll get a thin side and a thick side. So let's go OTT with the tape. Right. Let me run this through the old machine. So there is the frame. It just came straight out. So there is the frame. Now, if I take the middle part of this, I'm going to use a little tab that can pull it out. Do you see that little die? It is from the library pocket die set, but it's exactly what we need just to create a little pulling tag. Fold that in half, glue it. Oh, come on, hands aren't working today. Just want to pop that into the middle ish. Now you could put a piece of acetate over this so that it holds the picture in. Here's acetate here. So I just need to cut this so that it's smaller than the outer edge of the frame but bigger than the hole in the middle. Sorry if I keep going off camera, I'm not very good at keeping aware of what is on camera. Doesn't have to be too neat, this is all going to be hidden. So I'm just going to glue that on. Very thin line there. Very thin line here. Okay. Now we're only going to put this on 3 sides. You might want to You might want to decorate it, you might want this to have a colour. I did not want to cut it out of the DSP because the DSP would disappear. And then we have this card that would slide in, and you've got the tag at the top to pull it out. Okay, I'm going to let that dry before I glue it. Let me clear the decks a bit. So this is the frame that is going to go in that page, and this is the slide out that's going to go there. Alright, doesn't matter what nesting dies you use, it depends on the size of the page that you've got, and it depends on how you want to do it, whether you put it into, put that to the side to dry, whether you put it in a different colour of paper or card, or whether you do it in a contrast or the same. Right, next step is to do the page inserts here. So what I would do is measure the depth. I wouldn't make it go, I wouldn't make it too wide. So although we know the pages are 8 3/4, I would probably go smaller on the height of it, and I will go 5 3/4. So let me try that. This is the thing, is it depends on how much glue you've put on. So I wonder if this is, that's not going to go. That is 5 3/4. So 5 3/4 by 8, I think. Let's try 8. Okay, I want that slightly bigger. Let me just check the other ones, because as I say, it depends on the glue, how far in it's going to drop. So I'm going to say I want this to be wider. I want it to be at least 6. Let me get a new piece of paper. Let's try it at 6 and see how that goes. It's not fitting in there. Different. I've cut it at 8 3/4. So let's do 8 1/2. That's better. So we need 4 pages that are 6 by 8 1/2. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it 6 by 8 1/2. I honestly cannot give you an exact measurement for every book because there's just so much variation. As I say, it could be in where the glue is or how far down the page is stuck to the spine. So the best way to do it is just to measure it. Every time. Just for this bit, everything else is going to be the same. But for the inserts, it really can vary. So there we have. We've got 4, all measuring 6 by 8.5. Okay. More scrap paper. And here we take the punch. If you have an edge die, absolutely use it. I don't know, I have edged dies, but I like using the punch in this. So just in case you don't know, the image here and the image here is how we get it to line up perfectly. So we want to try and line the edge of the card up with the edge of that pattern. And we move it along, and the holes in the card have to line up with this pattern, and that means that you have a continuous cut as you go right down the edge. And you do that all the way down to the end. So it's like one continuous pattern. So we do that with all 4. Now, sorry, head's in the way. With the inserts, there's a number of things that you can do. So some of the ones I've done in the past, I have used a coordinating paper pad and put some DSP on here. Other ones I have put a stamp, sorry, just need to empty this. I've put a stamp on it, a little stamped sentiment or image that will coordinate with the theme of the album. I've also used an embossing folder, just that it was a smaller book, but it could run along one edge, that embossing folder. And again, it just brings another texture or another element to the album. So, you know, you can think about how you want to, or if you want to, put a decoration or something on these inserts. And then this is the last one. Keep emptying this die, because normally when it doesn't cut properly, it's because I've got too much stuff in the bottom of it. So. There we go. So now all that remains is for us to insert these into each page. And it needs to be, that was why I felt that the other size was too small. You want that to show. So it needs to be deep enough that it will sit in, but you will still see that edge. I've also done inserts here where I've put a little tab and just put a little pull tab with a dot on it. So guys, this is as far as I'm going to take this, because all you're going to do now is decorate it. You just decorate the outer covers, you decorate the flaps and the panels, and you just decorate it to how you want it to be in whatever coordinating paper it is. So it is really just that and the embellishments that need to be done. The scrap papers that I have here, I will use these as bookmarks, I will use them as journal cards, I will use them for inserting into the various pockets and things, but I'm not going to use this card throughout, this paper throughout. I'll add in another colour. So that's what we use the scraps for, is making sure that you've got enough photo mats and inserts into it. So this is it. This is the finished book. And so I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you give it a go and just see if you can make along with me. And yeah, please feel free to comment below. And I really appreciate your feedback, but thank you very much for taking the time to watch this. Please take care, and I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.